All right, so even though I've got my mother with me, I am reviewing a book that she has never read. And neither has my father, even though it's his book.
Emma likes Clive Cussler. What was the other one you read by him? Organ File?
This is a novel. I'm reading the novels that Daddy has in his office from Clive Cussler's series, The Oregon Files, which,
Is not about cannibals.
no! Every time I mention this to her, she says, "Oh, the ones on the trail who were eating each other?"
It's not.
No one here eats each other.
They're like in a ship, but that's got a train on it.
Because the opening scene is on a train.
But it's about an Oregon boat.
The boat is named Oregon. Okay, so the book focuses on Juan Cabrillo and his team of mercenaries, but they only work for the U.S. government technically. They kind of do the dirty work that the U.S. government doesn't want to do in case it goes wrong, and they can say, well, we did not do this. The name sounds kind of strange, but there are double meanings here. The first one is that by the middle/end of the book, which is kind of foretold, a typhoon occurs while the Oregon is still in the sea. But the other reason that this is called Typhoon Fury is because of the fact that there are some people who are taking a drug called Typhoon, which is basically like steroids on steroids, which are on steroids.
Sounds strong.
You ever seen Captain America?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the super soldier serum, but it's a pill that you have every day.
I wouldn't take that pill if I were you.
It's very addictive. And if you don't have your weekly supply, within a few weeks, your body will literally start eating itself for nutrients.
Autophagy. But in a bad way. Because when you're fasting, your body uses its old proteins to make new stuff, but it doesn't sound like that's what's going on.
But what happens here is you build so much muscle mass that if you stop taking the pill, the muscle mass has to be eaten because the pill has still given you that excess want, that need to eat. So you need to eat more in order to retain the body mass that you already have. But if you're off of Typhoon, you're going to be eating more to sustain your muscles, which even if you try to do that, your muscles are still going to kind of shrink. Atrophy, yeah.
So all these people look like bodybuilders?
Yes. So you can tell who is a Typhoon user and who is not by a few simple signs.
Obviously, I'm not.
One, they have ginormous muscles that have been developed within the course of only a few weeks, or maybe even a month. Two, they are really moody. Now add that to their willingness to do anything to get the Typhoon drug. The reason that I think this is maybe my favorite Oregon Files book, except for maybe Marauder, is because this is the book that introduces my favorite character, Raven Malloy. In this book, Raven is a bodyguard for a woman who... what's the word? She inspects paintings to see if they're a real painting or a forgery. And this group of people who are looking for Typhoon, more Typhoon that is, they get her to see whether the paintings that they have in stock, or in store, I guess, are real, and they are. So they keep her, and, you know, that's fun. So basically,
keep her?
Yes, they keep her in a cave so that whenever they have a new painting, she can...
Is she kidnapped by them?
Yes, she's been kidnapped.
Oh, she doesn't want to be.
No.
She wants to go back to her job.
Yes.
It's not nice.
No,
Don't do that.
they're drug dealers.
Don't be a drug dealer.
No, don't.
It's bad.
So the reason that Juan Cabrillo and his team are employed is because Beth, the lady who's doing all of this stuff, helps Juan and the Oregon buy the paintings that they hang in their ship. So, because she's saying like, listen, I think I've got a lead on this ginormous, amazing painting.
The appraiser?
Yes, the appraiser. She says this, and so Juan gives her a tiny little tracker, which she sticks on, I can't remember what it is, I think it was a car. Basically, the drug dealers are like, okay, I hate you, I think I'm going to sink your ship, with everybody on it, just like every other villain in the Oregon Files, because it's a book about ships.
It's bad, don't sink a ship.
This book, in particular, does not have any swearing, I think.
That's good.
Now, some of his this is by Clive Cussler and Boyd Morrison. But I have noticed that the other men that he wrote these books with, Jack DeBrule and Craig Dirgo, actually, I haven't read any of his books with Craig Dirgo, but I know that Jack DeBrule favors the occasional bit of cussing, so the books Mirage, The Jungle, The Silent Sea, Corsair, Plague Ship, Skeleton Coast, Dark Watch are all with Jack DeBrule. So if you're looking for something with less cussing, maybe go more towards the Clive Cussler and Boyd Morrison side than the Clive Cussler and Jack DeBrule.
Now, what age, Emma, would be appropriate for this book? You're 11, going on 12.
Well, within the first chapter, somebody's foot is shot, but it's a prosthetic. But there is blood. So, this is my father's book, but again, he hasn't read it.
He buys more books than he reads. He likes audiobooks.
Mm-hmm. Which is how I got into Clive Cussler, actually. There was a book on it.
So would you say most 12-year-old girls would like this?
No.
15?
No.
Boys?
Yeah.
So why do you like it?
Because there's action.
Emma likes action.
And because it actually has a good plot.
Emma likes plot.
Unlike some of the books recommended for 11 and 12-year-olds.
All right, so the verdict is get the book if you like action and you don't want cussing.
But again, if you don't want cussing, maybe stay a little bit more away from Jack DeBrule and more towards Boyd Morrison. Because I have not noticed any real cussing with Boyd Morrison.
All right, so we will link this down below. While you're down there, you can like us. And until we see you again,
make sure to make time for tea and a good book.
No cussing.